I've been saving this nice bunch of bananas for something special. I was thinking making a nice banana liqueur to do daiquiris, but then I remembered I don't have a still, so next best thing, banana bread. That's what we're going to do today. First step, mash the bananas. Not quite as hygienic as I thought. We'll try a different way. Now in your mixer, I've added 2/3 a cup of butter softened. Added 1 1/3 cup of Splenda and 4 large eggs. We're going to mix that up until it's smooth. To that, we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of milk. Mixing that in. A teaspoon of vanilla. Always keep scraping your sides down and anything off your beaters. Now we're going to add 2 cups of banana, mashed bananas. Next step is mixing together our dry ingredients. We have 4 cups of flour. To that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And a teaspoon of salt. We're just going to mix that together. You can put it through a sifter, or I usually just toss it with a fork to get a fairly good mix, because we're going to add this to our wet, and we don't want clumps of baking soda into the wet mix, things like that. If you got it all mixed together first, it goes much smoother and give you a much better product. Now we're going to add this a little bit at a time. We want a nice rich batter, but we don't want it too dry. Now again, we're using this type of mixer and not a nice hand mixer. You got to keep scraping. With the hand mixer, you can scrape the side of your bowl with the hand mixer, but here the spatula is your friend, as always. Now at this point, we're going to add a cup of crushed walnuts. Now if you're doing this with a hand mixer, you're going to want to turn these in by hand at the end. With this mixer, I don't have to crush them too much. You can just pop them in there to mix them in, and that paddle will actually crush some of the nuts a little bit further. 2 well-greased pans. We're going to split this batter evenly. Get all that goodness out of the bottom there. We don't want any of it being washed down the drain. Now that we have our pans filled, we're going to give them a little bang on the counter. Get everything settled and let them sit for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. While this is setting, it gives me time to preheat my oven to 350. Now that our batter is rested for 20 minutes, we're going to throw it in our 350 oven. And that's going in for 55 minutes. So in that 55 minutes we can do the dishes, get all them cleaned up, or you can do like me and have a gin and tonic. Now one relaxing gin and tonic, 55 minutes later, our banana bread is ready to come out of the oven. You want to get it out of the pans quickly, so it doesn't continue to cook from the heat in the pan, onto some kind of cooling rack. First thing we're going to do here is flip these over and put a little butter on the top, just to keep it nice and soft. Look how beautiful that banana bread is. It's warm, it's tender, it's luscious.